I'm Frank Burke, and I'm a parishioner of Our Lady Star of the Sea. 6 years ago, I had back surgery. At the conclusion of many months of recovery time, I was still not healing, was not able to do anything. I slept on the floor, couldn't walk hardly, even to the bathroom. Finally, I was able to get dressed with help and came to church. After many months of not being there, I came in, got to the back pew, and sat. I believe my wife came over and asked Ron to come over and pray for me. And he did. He prayed by the power of the Holy Eucharist that I was healed. I had sciatica down my legs. I had everything going on. Couldn't bend over. Within 2 days, I was able to work in our food pantry and lift cases of cans, help move around the food. Totally healed. Haven't had a pain in my back, my legs since. Take no medication at all. 2 years ago, I had another surgery on my leg. At the end of that, many months later, the swelling was so bad that I could hardly walk. My feet were swollen. Ron again prayed over me for the power of the Holy Eucharist to heal. Heal right there and then. Before he got done praying, I could feel the swelling going down. When he asked me, "What do you feel?" I said, "My shoes are falling off." That was a funny answer, but the swelling had gone down that far because I could hardly get them on. They were cutting into it. The swelling was gone. Back in March, my foot went completely like it was dead. I couldn't feel it. It was painful, no blood getting to it. When in the hospital, they tried to do 3 different surgeries to open it up, and they couldn't get the 2 arteries that were blocked, the main artery going to the foot at the ankle and the one to the left, opened up. Had a slight pulse on the right side. After a week in the hospital, they sent me home, hoping physical therapy and nurses and medication would help open that up. And it did not do anything for the foot at all. Where this picture shows it red, that was taken 6 days after they tried their surgery. By the time 3 weeks went by, they had come to my house because the toes had turned black. The left side of the foot was decaying and falling in. On Wednesday of Holy Week, I had a knock on the door and they were measuring for a prosthetic. They were going to take the foot off due to the gangrene from the calf down. I went to church Holy Thursday for the service. And Ron came over to me and asked me questions about what was I holding back on, was my faith strong? Quite a few questions we went through for a good 20 minutes. After that, he looked at me, he asked me how I prayed. And I said, I've been praying the same way for 30 years. I said, I ask God to do his will in my life each and every day. He said, go up front and pray and ask Jesus to heal you. I got in front of the tabernacle where the Holy Eucharist was exposed, kneeled. When I walked up, I had a cane and I could hardly put any weight on it. When I walked back, I didn't need the cane. The following day, I went to my regular doctor. She was looking at the foot, checking it, and there was a pulse, slight pulse on the top and on the left side. Went back to church on Good Friday, prayed some more. Saturday morning I woke up and it looked like a piece of tape was on the top of my foot and I pulled it off. When I pulled it off, it peeled off like a glove on my toes. The left side was starting to fill in. The skin was pink. The blood flow was perfect to the toes all of a sudden. That evening, I was able to bring the host and wine, the gifts, up to the altar without any assistance whatsoever. The following day, I came back to church, Easter Sunday, and I was able to be an EM in the back of the church, walking free without a cane. Praying to Jesus, he totally healed my foot. I went back to my doctor just last week, and something they've never seen before, but I have 22 micro arteries growing, slowly, but they're growing, and they will carry blood where the blockage was. They'll bypass it. It's totally abnormal. 1 to 2 is the max they've ever seen. They rescanned it just to make sure, and by that time I had an audience. My doctor told me, he said, I did a good job healing you. And I said, you did everything God gave you the ability to do. I said, but Jesus Christ healed me. And he said, amen. That's my testimony.